like when 5 children in an upper-class suburb in this country write the hated word nigger in code word in their school albums.
Now, we checked, and that got so much less attention 20 years ago than the president saying the same word did this week. Is it because of a different kind of media we have now, a social and digital media? Or is it because the president's black? Or are there other reasons why you think it got so much more attention this time?
Well, part of it is that Obama, of course, being a brilliant and charismatic black president, neoliberal mode, and the fact you got a social movement on the ground. You got courageous and visionary, marvelously militant, young, black, brown, red, young people, Ferguson, Staten Island, and so forth. It's in the context of an emerging social movement. And then you get a black president saying it. You are going to get a lot of attention. But as you rightly say, it's not just about the word. It's about how does it get us to come to terms with the truth about America. Founded on white supremacy, indigenous people's land taken there with babies and women violated, enslaved Africans for over 80 years under the U.S. Constitution, unbelievable terrorism and torture, and yet out of that, what have black folk done? We've taught the world in the face of hate how better to love. Look at the response of the precious black folk who were murdered. Teach the world something about love in the face of that kind of hatred. That is what Martin King, that's what John Coltrane's Love Supreme, that's what Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, that's what Fannie Lou Hamer's about. But you got to listen to the love, and of course love is not just proclaimed. It has to be enacted.
There was so much talk about forgiveness in the immediate days after the massacre in Charleston. More conversation about forgiveness than I think we might have heard if they'd had white skin.
Yeah, but I think the problem of talk about forgiveness too early is that it still makes white folk the major point of reference. It was love of black people as the basis of love of others. The greatness of black people has been that we've refused to hate in the face of hate. Emmett Till's mother said, what? I don't have a minute to hate. I will pursue justice all my life. She didn't say, I forgive prematurely. Because once you talk about forgiveness, you're talking about the white folk who did it. And so you're making white folks center stage again, you see. The love that flows to the vanilla side of town begins on the chocolate side of town. That's what was coming through in those magnificent witnesses. And I believe that forgiveness is a long process. It's not an utterance. So somebody raped your mother, you're not going to forgive them the next day. You got to work that through. But the important thing is you're not going to hate. And so you just contribute to more hate. That's part of the genius of the best of the black freedom struggle.
Sounds like you're not ready to declare mission accomplished. Far from it.
Never. We got a long way to go. We just got to keep smiles on our faces and love in our hearts, but also be willing to fight. We forgive, yes, but we also fight, my brother. Got to be love warriors, justice warriors.
Hello, my friend. It may seem a little strange to have a bear talking to you, but as you well know, these are strange times and tough times, and someone who cares about you wanted me to remind you to hang on, hang in, and have hope. Tough times don't require you to be tough on yourself, and things don't have to be good for you to be great. Have hope. Sometimes having less in life can be worth more. Be proud of who you are. Have hope. Greatness isn't ahead of you, but within you. Don't confuse what you have with who you are, and don't let the past kidnap your future. Have hope. At the end of the day, hope for the best. Make peace with the rest. Leave your fears behind and put your faith in charge. Peace and blessings.
We are back with you. It's Individual Today. I'm Simon Marjorie on the South Orange Maple Online Radio Experience. Coming to you every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. That's 8 to 9:30 p.m. You can reach us here at 973-327-3626. That's 973-327-3626. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/SoulMore Radio. That's facebook.com/SoulMore Radio. You can tweet us at SoulMore Radio. And I must say, ladies and gentlemen, that piece you just heard just tells you something. Imagine President Clinton, quite a few years ago, used the N-word, and he didn't get as much flack for using it as President Barack Obama got for using that N-word. As they say, plain talk, bad manners. Now, let's go to this other audio here And this is a British comedian, and he had a funny but somewhat true perspective on Black Lives Matter. Let's listen to this British comedian talking about Black Lives Matter.
Today, your eyes news, arts and culture gets funny. On Monday night, 8 award-winning black British comedians will be on the Comedy Store stage in London for Black Lives Matter. Borrowing its name from the US movement, the event is to support the Stephen Lawrence Charitable Trust and continue the conversation of race, class and inequality. Now, one young man who will be performing on the night is Ola the comedian. A finalist in the FHM Search for a Stand-Up Hero, the young comedian performs all over the UK and as far afield as America and Dubai. Enthusiastic, charismatic and refreshing are just some of the words used to describe the rising star. Let's take a look at him in action.
I entered a comedy competition with a friend of mine, also a black comic. We happened to be flatmates at the time. I turned up at the venue. I said quite politely to the organizer, I'm sorry, could we go on around the same sort of time so we can catch our train home together? And she said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm going to have to put you on in different halves of the show because if I were to put two black acts on back to back, it might confuse the audience. So, okay, wow. Okay, three things. First thing, I'd like to give the general public the benefit of the doubt that they can figure out what just happened here. Second of all, it's just you who thinks Usain Bolt came first, second and third. Clearly she's watching the relay like, who is this guy? He's never passing it on. He's running himself. It's the same guy. And he's winning. And lastly, she doesn't even do the same materialism.
Well, the man himself joins us in the studio. Why, of course, is it important for you to support something like this night, Black Lives Matter?
I think it's important because it's about time we take action on these things. You know, it's very easy to come up with a hashtag like Black Lives Matter, but in terms of actually doing the show, raising money, putting it in the hands of a charity that's actually doing the work, I think that's the next step, and I wanted to be part of that.
Yeah, we're going to say 100% of the profits from the tickets go to
Indeed, I am not getting paid. not this night. I'm getting paid this night.
But all in the name of a good thing. Now, yes. Part of that skit that we had there, I mean, very funny, I really liked it, but you also talk about this sort of black identity as a black comedian, yes. And why do I need to be a black comedian? Why can't I just be a comedian? But of course, this night, for example, is, you know, black comedians for Black Lives Matter. So how do you reconcile the sort of two thoughts there?
Well, I think the distinction needs to be drawn at where and what part race plays in who you are. And earlier on in that clip, I mentioned the fact that I am a black comedian, but being black doesn't fully define who I am. So you could see it as black comedians supporting Black Lives Matter, but we're actually all just comedians. At the same time, we do our job just like anyone else would. But in this situation where we're talking about Black Lives Matter, we're talking about a distinct racial bias that's affected people disproportionately, and so therefore we can't shy away from it and pretend race isn't a factor or doesn't have any say in the issue. We do have to address the problem. Well,
indeed, Stephen Lawrence, who was murdered at 18 in 1993, was racially motivated.
For a lot of us, there is something we always wanted to thank our mother for, but never got around to saying. Now's the time. Thanks, Mom, for showing me that what others see, moms feel. For teaching me how to make cookies, and that Mom can be a tough cookie. Thanks for teaching me that life is a surprise party, and the invitations are in the mail. Thanks for reminding me that feelings are the facts of life, and laughing is sometimes the best way to cry. Thanks for kissing my forehead, and telling me your kiss was a secret sign so only good things could ever happen to me. Mom, I think you're out of this world because I love you more than anything in this world, and I'm proud of you, and I'm surely proud to be your child. Thanks, Mom. You're the best. Dear Dad, all of us at some point has something we want to thank our father for, but never get around to saying. So here are some things that need saying. Thanks for believing in me and for showing me that even when dads can't be strong, they can still be a source of strength. Thanks for reminding me that the stuff of life isn't stuff, and making a lot of money is different than living a rich life. Thanks for teaching me to be more and want less, to care more and take less, that I should plan to work but dare to dream, and never to confuse kindness with weakness. Thanks for reminding me that going slowly is sometimes a good way to pick up speed, that a great fisherman is someone who catches himself just in time, and that without faith, we don't have a prayer. Dad, I know I'll run out of words before I run out of things to say thanks for, so I just wanted you to know that I'm proud of you, and I love you, and your love has made all the difference in my life.
We are back with you. It's in the village of the someone Marjorie in the South Orange may put online radio experience. Coming to you every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. That's 8 to 9:30 p.m. You can reach us here at 973-327-3626. That's 973-327-3626. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Somo Radio. That's facebook.com/Somo Radio. You can tweet us at Somo Radio. And here is the Somo quote of the day. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Time check. The time is approximately 9:29 p.m. That time check is brought to you by Semper Alexander Computer Consultants, where they implement cost-effective solutions to fulfill your business need. Semper Alexander for all your computer needs. You can call them at 973-763-2011. That's 973-763-2011. The time is approximately 9:30 p.m. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same Somo time, same Somo channel. Later.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met.